Juliet Stipeche, Executive Director of the Gulf Coast Workforce Board, and I'm so proud to be joined by Mohammad today to talk about a look at the economy. So Mohammad, you recently updated the Workforce Solutions 2026 forecast. Where do you expect job growth to finish this year?
Yeah, that's right. We updated our forecast and we're expecting by end of this year, Houston area gonna add another 30,000 jobs. This is about 10,000 less than what we're expecting last year, but it's twice what the job that we got last year with 17,000. So by end of this year, we are expecting about 30,000 jobs gonna be added and gonna be across all major industry except for if you think that gonna be linked to energy sector.
So what's changed in Houston's economy since the forecast first came out that caused this change that you just described?
Yeah. I would say the main thing that we have more data. We got the benchmark revision at the end of the year, so we know what's been exactly happening in last year, and we have more data. Last year we had the August data. Right now we up to the March data to produce this new forecast. Also, a few other things been changed. This is a word of a change. At that time, it was different outlook for oil prices. Almost everyone expecting to have a lower oil price for this year. Right now, we know it's a different situation. Even almost every day, we are expecting a different outcome going to be for oil prices, and that's going to be significant for Houston economy. Also, the whole economy is different. The environment, sentiment of the people, and what the people are thinking about, the rate cut, all are different. And right now, we have a better picture to produce a much better forecast for this year.
So what are some of the big industries for people to look at this year?
Almost all major industry that's been kind of the pillar of the Houston economy in terms of the employment going to add job. Construction has been the main one that add job significantly last 2 years, and we are expecting it to be among the first one that add jobs. Healthcare and social assistance is the second one that's been significantly and steadily add job in the last 20 years, and we are expecting to add another 5,000 jobs this year. The same for leisure and hospitality, professional business services, something that was suffering a little bit last year. This year going to be much better, especially with the outlook that we have for oil and gas.
So you mentioned earlier that AI seems to be having a greater impact on younger workers. What could that mean for the future talent pipeline?
Yeah, that's right. This is a new research showing that the younger people are the main one that been subjected to do this AI improvement that we've seen across the economy. Gonna be affected, at least in the short term, when companies gonna hire less younger people. They're gonna save some costs, but they have a lower cost. But after a while, they don't have enough people they've been learned, they've been the mentor and everything. They've been ready to get a senior level jobs. This is the early result that we have, but I guess in the short term, we're gonna have some difficulty for younger people.
So would you encourage younger people that are in college to examine AI and maybe take some courses to become more familiar with it?
Yes, you're right. I showed the result in our presentation that going to be some significant impact, or it's been some significant impact on the younger talent that been entering the market. This is a recent data showing across the effect of the AI on employment. But that's right. In the short term, less employment for younger people. But in a few years, these companies have more difficulty to fulfill this the more senior level because they didn't teach or mentor the younger generation to their companies.
So what can younger talent do to become more competitive with AI's challenge?
I would say we're living in the world that's changing constantly. I know the speed and rate become more significant right now, but it's been the case across all the time that you need to be competitive in the labor market or in the economy to become more successful. Right now, you're getting more skill, especially in AI, but I'm pretty sure the AI is going to produce more opportunity for the people, so the people can think on what area AI can improve and go through those opportunities. At the same time, I guess the talent, the young talent right now, they are aware that they can learn more from AI. They can be more skillful. They are more like some of the knowledge that was not accessible to the people right now is accessible. I guess that effect going to be significant, and they can utilize that one to be more competitive in labor market.
So I've heard that soft skills are becoming even more important for people to acquire with the challenges of AI. Is that true?
It could be to some degree, depending on what kind of occupation we are talking about. But I guess with the AI, as AI become like the more advanced, just in the last 6 months, we saw how fast like the new model been changing and the more powerful they are. I guess even the soft skill can be really accessible through the AI or through like any secondary like the education services. It's gonna be much easier to have access to softer knowledge. Yeah.
So what industries are protected from AI, or are there any?
Yes, there are many. Those especially that less exposed. We actually, based on the research, we saw that we see spectrum of like the jobs that been exposed to AI. Some of them are really less exposed to AI. Some of them are very, very exposed to AI that I explained in the presentation, like the software developer or customer service representative. But I would say the jobs that are less exposed to AI, like construction, manufacturing.
What about healthcare?
In healthcare installation, those are totally, at least in the short term, they are safe from the AI. And the good thing that we have like a really big number of the employment here in Houston area, and they're going to be safe from the AI, at least in the short term.
So building and construction, healthcare, and is education amongst those as well?
Yes. At least in the short term, they are going to be safe. They are less exposed to AI comparing to other parts that the AI right now focus. But let's see how the future come. Probably new technology coming. Some of these occupations going to be more exposed. But right now, in the short term, I would say construction, manufacturing, healthcare, they could be quite safe from the AI.
So for persons that are, looking for employment, would you encourage them to start exploring maybe a class or two on how to use AI?
Yes, I would say to do so, especially in a professional setting. Use AI in whatever setting that you have, but also be aware of the other skills that are required to be competitive in the market. What kind of interest you have, what kind of skill required for that one. Partially can be covered by AI, but some other thing that you need to do so to become more competitive in the market. We see significant change in AI, and with the huge investment that the U.S. economy done in like the AI, we're gonna see more infrastructure for AI, so the more gonna be apparent across the economy. So be aware of those AIs. Seek where the opportunity come, especially this new opportunity in AI. This is a new thing. Going to produce tons of opportunity. You can utilize those to become more competitive in the market.
So essentially, AI is not going away. You need to become familiar with it. It can help you grow with your career as well. So don't be afraid. Learn more and see how it can dramatically change potentially your job experience and career, right?
Yes, especially young, you have this more opportunity to look around, learn more, become more skillful for this new world that we have. But that's been the case all across the time.
Mohammad, you've been with us for, over 2 years now. Is that correct?
Yes, that's right. Thank you for reminding that.
So what's been your biggest surprise working with Workforce Solutions Gulf Coast and the Gulf Coast Workforce Board?
Yeah, it's been almost like a couple of years I've been here, and I learned a lot about the Houston economy, the current situation, and also read a lot about the history of the Houston economy. The biggest surprise, I would say, especially in employment, is how oil and gas industry, the main pillar of the Houston economy, has been changing or evolving over time, especially in the last 10 years. And how other industry become more significant in the Houston economy, and there are more employment in other industry like construction, in the port activity that we have received like a significant increase, and in the healthcare. That's the main thing. But I would say this is the overall picture. If I would say go into details, there are tons of the other like the interesting, even surprising fact about the Houston economy.
So what surprised you most about the Houston economy?
The main thing I would say, like the change in like the oil and gas role in Houston economy. This one being changed, the industry being changed, become more advanced, but also because the productivity has increased, we see less employment in oil and gas, but we saw other industry that came into the Houston economy. As I told you, like the port activity, the infrastructure investment that have been made here in the Houston area, healthcare, those been quite significant in like the last 10 years in this region.
So Mohammed, what made you interested in becoming an economist?
That was quite interesting. Actually, I have a background in engineering.
And engineering? What kind of engineering?
I was mechanical engineering in a bachelor degree, but I changed it to like the economics in master and the PhD. That was quite significant change in career, but I'm really glad that I made it. It gives me more vision, like how the world is working. Even sometimes it's not going to be related to economy, but in the real world, I can like understand more about the situation, the circumstances, what drives something. Usually been quite interesting for me.
So you went from mechanical engineering, building things, to now helping us build a better economy for families here in our region, right?
Yeah, hopefully I'm trying to do so. Engineering gives me the framework of the math and like the critical thinking to bring it to economy, and the economy give me the vision to learn about the people, how they interact, and the whole economy is working.
So we've talked a lot about economic mobility. What does that mean for you?
For me, the economic mobility usually the situation that one generation going to be better than the other, the previous generation. We see more this term in like the U.S. economy and some of the developed world, but we see more significant in developing countries. Some of those, like the longer change that we saw in the U.S., like the history just happened in 30 years in China, in India, that how rapid everything's been changed, and the current generation have better opportunity than what their older generation they had. And we see some of the number is quite encouraging, quite promising. Just in the last 20 years, about 1 billion people just come out of poverty all across the world. That's something that was never done before. Something that happened just in the last 20 years.
Thanks for joining us today, Mohammed. We look forward to seeing you next time.